We've got the smoker ready to be sparked up, and the smoke basically calms the bees down, makes them less, or more conducive to be moved. This swarm came over to this bin here about 3 days ago, so they've had 3 days to settle in and get comfortable. But as you can see, Kelly over there, this is too near to our cattery, and so we thought we'd relocate the bees. So we're underway.
Cool. So safety procedure. Alright, so I got a smoke going in. So the idea is we try to find the queen, get a queen catched. So I'll move the queen to here, so other bees will follow her pheromone, her smell. So move to here. So there may be a few other bees still going back there, but we'll move this box to there, and then get all the field bees outside going back into the box. Okay? So if the bees getting a bit upset, and then we'll just give them a little puff and cut them down, or we can spray some water and then just cut them down. Okay?
Right. So for a hive this size, how many do you think are in there right now?
So for the size of a swarm, usually about 2,000 bees.
2,000, yep.
Yeah, 2,000 bees. Just for some education purpose, you will see a swarm, bees flying in the air. So they are not actually that aggressive because they're full of honey in their bellies. So when the bees swarm, they carry all the honey they can carry and then try to find another location. So which means, they're full of honey, so
right,
therefore they couldn't bend up their belly to sting you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so don't too worry about it. We'll see a swarm outside.
How interesting.
Smokers out.
And this current hive here, how long have you had this one? Or how many times has it been used?
That's just an old hive, some empty frame. There's no bees here, so there's just some frames, and obviously there's got some other I took out from other hive. Some bees still coming out. So the idea is we find them a space, so where the queens will come here and start to lay, and then we'll set this up as a new colony.
Awesome. And how many hives do you have in your on your property?
On my property, I got five hives. Mainly, I use the backyard as my queen rearing operation, but I do have 40 hives, established hive in East Auckland.
Oh, nice one. Okay, so here we go with the smoker. This is a bit of smoke to calm down the bees a bit.
Just gently, a little bit. Don't smoke too much, you'll upset them. So we'll have a look at inside, what's happening. Wow, what's happening here? You see, over the 2 days, the bees already built up some home.
Alright, the honeycombs have been...
So the idea is now we want to find the queen. Before, I need to get my gear ready. We'll catch the queen. Okay.
So how do you go about identifying the queen?
We'll have to find her. She's quite unique. The success of this operation, we need to find the queen. Otherwise, the bees won't follow.
Right, so they follow the pheromone of the queen wherever she goes.
Let's do some general.
So does she look very different to the others?
Yep, she's quite bigger. So when we find her, you'll see. So you see, your bees starting all in here is all honey. See the liquid in here is all honey.
Already producing honey after 3 days.
So we don't see that.
Just as a note, I'll turn the camera around on me because I'm wearing a veil as well, just to set the scene.
Do you want to taste a bit of honey? See, that's whole honey?
It's all honey in there. Yeah. Oh, that's just after 3 days.
here. Let these. Now, that's become quite difficult to find the queen. So, what I do now, change of tactic, I will scoop them with my hands.
So as it's pretty crowded in there, we have to scoop out the bees to find the queen. Extra long gloves. So how many years have you been running beehives?
Started in 2009, so on and off about 10 years now.
Okay.
So had about really ramp up my hive numbers about 4 years ago. So yeah. So what I do is I just spray gently some water, calm them down. So now we will a little bit of shaking. But not too much.
So just scooping up handfuls of bees, basically. So is there any particular place where she would be, in the corner, or
Usually that the queen will be around the brood, which are the new young bees, but because we haven't had any more frames of young bees, so it's hard to tell now. So she could be anywhere here. You see, they're building quite fast. So, within 3 days they build out the combs. There's another big one here. She could be in here. And whoa. See, there's all honey?
Yep. That's those honeycombs there are full of honey. It's just wow.
Because these honeys, they are not new. They are actually within the belly of the bees. They carry the honey flying around.
Right, okay, so as they looked for a new home, they needed 3 days of food to sustain them while they were searching.
Try to see if the queens are here.
So, what are you listening for if they, if you feel they're getting agitated too much? Are you just listening to the buzz, or what's
the buzz will be different.
Yep. Just more intense, or what's the different sound?
Yeah,
or
you can tell. Now it's okay.
yeah.
You know, once they get really angry, they start circling the hive.
Yeah.
So, which means that's the time we need to actually apply a bit more smoke. But now it's okay. I think if we can find the queen quickly, that's easy. So all the bees will follow. So there are three types of bees. One is the worker bee, which you'll collect the honey. The other is drone, which is the male. That's their male. You know, he's quite a bit bigger.
Yeah.
And the queen.
Okay.
So the workers are all female, but they're not fertile. Queen is the only fertile female bee in the hive. Would you start the smoker, please?
Okay. Just. Okay, so we've just started the smoker up again, and then we've got just a hand brush to brush the bees into the box, make it a bit quicker overall. Do I just leave that burning like that, or is that enough smoke?
It's a bit more.